Seniors and staff, please take your seats. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the commencement ceremony for the Webberville High School class of 2026. Tonight, we gather to celebrate an important milestone in the lives of our graduates, and to recognize the years of hard work, growth, learning, and commitment that brought them to this moment. On behalf of the Board of Education, the staff, and administration of Webberville Community Schools, thank you to the parents, families, friends, teachers, and community members who have supported these students throughout their journey. Your encouragement, sacrifices, guidance, and partnership have helped make tonight possible. And to the class of 2026, tonight is a moment to pause and reflect on everything you've accomplished together. Each of you have arrived here through your own unique experiences and challenges, and this evening represents the successful completion of an important chapter in your lives. We are proud of you, proud of your growth you've shown, and excited to celebrate this achievement with you tonight. At this time, the senior choir members will join their classmates for the singing of the Star Spangled Banner under the direction of Ms. Garrett Treadway. Please rise for the singing of our national anthem. Thank you, Ms. Treadway, and choir members. Please give a warm welcome to Senior Class President, Ms. Carly Williams, for her opening address.
Good afternoon. My name is Carly Williams, and I've had the pleasure of serving as our class president through all 4 years of high school. Originally, I wanted to do this speech with my best friend Ella, but got told no, which is strange because we're basically twins. So I had to write this speech all by myself. Thank you, Ms. Vogel. But honestly, it's probably for the best because if Ella were up here, this would have turned into a lot more laughing and a lot less speech. When I think about our class, the class of 2026, the one word that comes to mind is laughter. Whether it was everyone laughing in biology because of the questions Mike asked, Haley and Lexi getting yelled at for being too loud, or the inside jokes that somehow lasted all 4 years of high school, it always found a way into our days. And honestly, I think that has a lot to say about our class. No matter how stressful things got with assignments, sports, practices, and trying to figure out what we're doing after graduation, we were always able to make each other laugh. We made hard days feel lighter, not just for ourselves, but the people around us too. Now, I'd like to encourage all of you to take a moment and think of some fun or unforgettable moments from our time at Webberville. While you're thinking, I have a few I'd like to share as well. our class decided it was a good idea to make the couples hug on the playground, and ended up getting our whole class in trouble, banning dating as well as crushes for the rest of the year. This was definitely not funny at the time, but we can laugh about it now. The chaos that went down in the gym at lunchtime where so many people got hit in the face with volleyballs or basketballs, and that time when Jackson kicked the volleyball at the ceiling and the ceiling light cover came crashing down on himself. Senior assassins this year after the track meet debacle when Ethan went feral and showed up at McDonald's. Ella, Michaela, Valerie, and I had to hide in the bathroom like our life depended on it. Michaela and Valerie jumped into a getaway car, aka Jackson's car, and we were able to escape, but Ella and I were not as fortunate. And honorable mention just for Valerie and Maddie, when Valerie had drawn on Mr. Belding's desks and she ended up blaming Maddie, so they both had to go here and clean all of the desks in his class in front of everyone. I think that's what made our class so special. We created an environment where people could joke around, have fun, and enjoy being here. Even on days where we were tired, stressed, or just didn't want to be at school, someone always found a way to make the room laugh, even if it was by accident. Soon, we will all go our separate ways, some of us to college, some into the trades, the military, or straight into the workforce. And while life is going to look different for all of us, don't forget to keep bringing the same joy into wherever life takes you. Don't forget to laugh during stressful times. Don't forget to make others feel included. And don't forget that sometimes the smallest moments, like laughing in class, bus rides, home from games, or random conversations in the hallway, end up being some of the memories that stick with us the most. Years from now, we probably won't remember every assignment or every test score, but we will remember how people made us feel. And I think the class of 2026 will be remembered making people feel welcome, supported, and comfortable being themselves. So wherever we end up after today, I encourage you all to continue being the kind of people who make the stressful situations feel lighter, make other people feel included, and find something to laugh about. Thank you. Now, I would like to introduce our classmate and salutatorian, Mr. Ethan West, to share a few thoughts with you.
Thank you, Carly. Good evening, everyone. My name is Ethan West, and I am proud to represent Webberville's class of 2026 and all their hard work as class salutatorian. I'm very honored to have this privilege of speaking to you today, especially because of the generational educational pride Webberville holds. Before me, my dad was also once the salutatorian of Webberville's graduating class, and it just goes to show how special Webberville really is, and showcases the quality education that's available to us all. Just because we're a small school doesn't mean we don't have opportunities. So a huge thank you to my mom and dad for teaching that to me, for helping me get here and letting me be me. Thank you to my siblings, Nathan and Alana, for believing in me, pushing me to be better, and just for being yourselves. And of course, thank you to my amazing girlfriend Shauna and her entire family for accepting and supporting me through these last couple of years. I couldn't have done it without all of you and the rest of my close friends and family. Now, I've been asked by several of my friends who know that I like to talk to keep it short. So, thank you and good night. I had to, I'm sorry. I tried to end the speech there, but I couldn't help but write a little more about our senior class because it isn't about me, but all of us. To start off, I have to thank everyone else who helped us get here today. Thank you to all our teachers who believed in us and helped us visualize crossing this stage today. Thank you to our coaches, advisors, and directors who have shaped our high school experiences by helping us find our passions in athletics, agriculture, and the arts. Thank you to Ms. Cyphers, who works so hard each year to keep kids on track to be here today, and who puts in countless hours to ensure our testing, events, and ceremonies go off without a hitch. A huge thanks to our Mr. Everything, Josh McHugh, and his staff, who are always there to set things up for us, drive us wherever we need to be, and clean up our mess afterward. Their early mornings and late nights keep this school running, and without their help, we wouldn't have this beautiful stage for our celebration tonight. Thank you to our wonderful class advisors, Mrs. Vogel and Mr. Weaver, for making our senior year and so amazing. We're really going to miss you guys, and the bond that you've created with our class is like no other. Last but certainly not least, thank you to our families and friends for being our biggest cheerleaders, carting us around, taking pictures, planning grad parties, and just being our biggest supporters. Oh, and thanks Ella, because she asked me to shout her out while I was writing this. This fantastic support system that the class of 2026 has enabled us to achieve so many things that I am proud to say during our time. We had new school records like Matthew's long jump, 22 foot 6 inches, volleyball's 28 and 8 record, the basketball boys district title, second place boys track and field regional team, and numerous boys and girls state qualifiers for cross country and track and field. We also cannot forget the levels of involvement and success in music and theatrical arts through festivals, concerts, dinner theaters, musicals, and award shows. Several of our classmates also showcased impressive visual art displays for events like Homecoming and Fine Arts Night. Connor and the new School Improvement Project Committee worked toward changes and upgrades in school climate and culture. And the FFA showed massive success in contests, fundraisers, and events. And of course, the class of 2026 displayed highly competitive academic performance beyond anyone's expectations. The memories that I've made with this class during our years at Webberville are ones that I'm sure I'll carry with me forever. Some go as far back to freshman year, making our videos in Mr. Weaver's class. They always ended up being a bit more funny than educational, but I did learn, and I always laugh every time they come up on my camera roll. There's also our senior trip, which was so much fun. Some of my favorite memories were playing laser tag, racing high-speed go-karts with Daniel, where Dan X on his birthday, and figuring out that I'm not very good at mini golf, or regular golf, for that matter. Senior assassin got way crazier than I could have expected, and I'm fairly certain we could write a novel on the battles, the alliances, betrayals, and just the overall excitement of the game. But I will definitely remember the 2026 game of Senior Assassin for a long time. And I'm not sure who put the $1,000 bounty on my head in Mr. Weaver's room, but I'm quite curious as to who was prepared to offer that much money for a water fight. Our class also gives out some pretty cool nicknames. Just ask any one of today's graduates about it. I got pretty lucky with mine, and I wear it proudly. It reminds me of all the good times with my teammates and my classmates. Now, real quick before I close out my speech, there's one more thing that I want to talk about. Every piece of my high school career at Webberville has helped shape me into the person I am today, but most importantly, the music and leadership programs. It's no secret to those who know me that I love everything about music. Ever since I was in kindergarten, I knew it was what I wanted to do, but back then, something told me that it might not be possible. The public view and the media seemed to say that music was a career that earned you nothing but poverty. But because of my teachers and experiences right here in Webberville, I know that this isn't true. I've met incredible people, seen incredible things, and made beautiful music and connections that will last a lifetime. Because of music, I made it into my dream school, and I have plans and opportunities to hopefully do what I love for the rest of my life. It's because of our programs and the people in them that made this possible. They showed me that if you surround yourself with the right people and you put in the effort, you will be successful. I even believe that those who may not feel as strongly as I do about music and the arts still benefit from it. Think of how many class of 2026 memories are just a small part of you. Think of how many 2026 memories are related to music that all of us share. Warm-up playlists, long bus rides to and from our sports with the speakers blaring in the back, 4 years of school dances, and our senior song. Those memories are just a small part of the importance of music in our school. I also feel the same way for our FFA program. Without it, I wouldn't have been able to write this speech or be up here speaking to you now. The leadership opportunities that these present are unparalleled, and the connection the programs have to the community are extremely important. I share this with you to encourage you all to dance to the beat of your own drum, just like I did with these programs, and like we've all done in our time here at Webberville, and find the music in your life. Now, this leads me to our advice for our underclassmen. Never be afraid to try new things. Get involved and ask good, important questions. Be kind to those around you and be confident in yourself. If you do those things, you will find your people and you will find success. Finally, I would like to end with a quote from my grandfather, Darrell West, who was a teacher at Webberville many years ago. This comes from one of the many songs that he himself wrote. It's also on my graduation cap. It goes like this. Life is a merry-go-round. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. Sometimes serious, sometimes a clown. Life is a merry-go-round. Life is a happy tune, something to whistle at night or noon. It's the kind of song that ends too soon. Life is a catchy tune. That is something that I think encompasses what the class of 26 can expect in the coming years. Life will have its ups and downs, but ultimately it is a sweet and precious thing, so we should do our best to enjoy it while it lasts. Thank you again to everyone, and congratulations to the class of 26. I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. We all know you will make Webberville proud wherever you may go, but always remember that with this class especially, as our good friend Daniel always says, friends are family. Thank you. Please welcome back our 2026 class president, Carly Williams, to introduce this evening's keynote speakers.
Tonight, guest speakers are two individuals who truly represent the heart of Webberville Community Schools and the impact dedicated educators can have on students' lives. One of tonight's speakers, Mr. Josh Weaver, is a proud graduate of Webberville High School and member of the class of 2000, alongside elementary principal Jason Kubia. Over the past 15 years, he has dedicated himself to serving the students and families of the district. Throughout his time at Webberville, he has built a reputation for genuinely caring about students, building strong relationships, and making a positive impact on both inside and outside the classroom. Students deeply respect and appreciate him for his ability to connect with them, support them, challenge them, and encourage them to become the best version of themselves. As both alumni and educator, he understands the pride, traditions, and close-knit community that makes Webberville special. Joining him this evening is Mrs. April Vogel, who has made a lasting impact on countless students throughout her 18 years at Webberville schools, including the last 4 years at the high school. Ms. Vogel is known for the compassion, dedication, and genuine care she brings to students every day. She has an incredible ability to connect with students in truly uncommon ways, making them feel valued, supported, and understood. Through her work in the classroom, coaching, and serving on school leadership teams, she consistently goes above and beyond to support student success. Her commitment to students has earned her tremendous respect through the school community, and many students affectionately refer to her as their other mom. Together, these two educators represent the relationship, care, encouragement, and commitment that helps make Webberville such a special place. We are honored to welcome them this evening to share words of encouragement and perspective with the class of 2026.
there's something special about each member of this unforgettable class. Diana Ashley. She just joined us this year, which is not exactly easy to do your senior year of high school. But she just kind of came in quietly, made herself at home. Diana is very artistic. I recall early in the school year, she asked me, randomly, "Can I have some of your calculator covers?" I'm like, "Why?" "I just want to take them home and paint them." I think she was a little shocked I said yes, but I'm not sure she ever brought it back to me.
Alexis Beverly, the quiet play girl that comes in but quickly converts to an intense competitor when the game starts, especially if it's volleyball. She's always been one I can count on to do the right thing over the years, and that is greatly appreciated. Yasmin, better known as the Queen. She might be more quiet than her sister until they were having all-out water wars across the river from my house. I don't think I heard Yasmin say anything this year until she walked into my classroom and asked the question that most of her classmates asked me, "Do you have any food?" Unfortunately, it was one of the few times I did not actually have any food, so I hope she doesn't hold that against me. Michael Bialdi. I don't know if there's ever been a harder worker during games in PE. Also, nobody has ever been as sweaty as Michael. He's probably the second loudest kid in the school, so you will always know when he is here. I will miss his intensity in my classes because I don't think it will ever be matched.
Holt Blanchard. Holt came to Webberville just 2 years ago and has been a great addition to this group. He was kind and quiet at first, but then he got involved in sports and gained some buddies and kind of came out of his shell. Holt is funny, kind, and an incredible big brother.
Joshua. Big Joe. Josh has a great positive energy that can bring everyone up around him. I love having him in class over the years. I appreciate that he always asks tough questions in health class that nobody else wanted to ask. But what I like the most about Josh number 2 over the years is the battles we have had on the scale of the way. I had to work so hard to keep up with this kid, and there will never be another kid like him.
Madison Coleman. This girl is proof that sometimes life really sucks, and it doesn't matter if you are young or old, you have to find your way to move forward. I think your time at the elementary school spent with the littles this year gave you purpose, and you did an incredible job with them. Way to power through on the good days and the bad days. I'm proud of you. Jolie Bryan. When this sweet, quiet young lady walked into my first hour sophomore year, I just knew she was meant to be here. Rest assured, I quickly realized she's not all that quiet, and sometimes there's some spicy mixed in with that sweet, but she was most definitely meant to be here. She is smart and determined and loves a good snack drawer. I am proud of your perseverance and strength over the past few years, and more importantly, happy to be a part of your life.
Michaela Culver. I love that Michaela switched into PE second semester. I think one of my favorite parts about her being in class is when she would hit a ground ball to a classmate and somebody would say, "Hey, go up to first base." But Michaela would already be the first by the time they fielded the ball. She's just an incredible athlete and has a great head on her shoulders. Daxton. It made me happy that Daxton decided to take strength this year. He's been a great competitor in person over the years. He had some good battles against Michael when we had game days, and that was great entertainment for me. And he actually won the last game on a walk-off by a Josh Bosch-McDowell. Richard. This guy's always willing to help. He always made sure I knew he was in the room with a hello or a quick story about how his day was going. I look forward to seeing what Richard accomplishes in the next few years. Valerie. I haven't had Valerie since freshman year, and I'm so glad that she decided to join 7th Hour this year. Her love for dodgeball and cookies will rival any student I have had in my time here at Webberville.
Ella Jane. She was pretty quiet for a while, and then she wasn't. I think Ella really became one of my kids early her junior year. She had to have a TB test for WTC. The day it needed to be read, she thought it would be no big deal. Just go have it done at urgent here in Webberville. And then it wasn't open. Sheer panic set in on this poor girl because she was going to have to drive Gavin is quite the character, and even got a bit sassy this year. He's an incredibly bright young man. However, he did decide to go much further away to school than his mother and I really approved of. Matthew. To me, Matthew is definitely the quiet one in that pair. He goes about his business and seems to get along with everyone. Matthew is an incredible track and field athlete, breaking the school record in the long jump this year. And today, he definitely became one of my favorites because he agreed with me that Gavin and I, if we were to fight, I would win every time. Samantha, I think my favorite memory of this girl is from second grade. I taught in elementary school for a long time, and she decided that I had to call her Frog. She would not let me call her Sam, Sammy, Samantha, just Frog. I have no idea why. She doesn't recall either, but that will always stick with me. Frog is helpful. Thank you for always thinking of me and bringing me iced coffee. Braden Kephart. He also just joined us this year, but I've kind of watched him grow up in the distance through some of the other kids and activities at his church. My most memorable memory of Braden is the day that I gifted him a set of my son's old golf clubs. He was just a little guy and he was very excited at the time. Turned out he crushed his father's hopes and dreams and hates golf. Braden is a very talented artist and performer and is destined to do great things. Connor Kiernan. I think perhaps Connor Kiernan was born an adult. But his love for Legos helped us all see the kid in him. It might have been the best last year when he gave me a Lego set, and in his very adult manner, encouraged me to take them home and build them with a bottle of wine. It will help you relax, he says.
Kyle Coogan. It's crazy to think that this guy's going to walk across the stage soon. I'm not going to say I changed some of his diapers when he was younger, but I definitely knew him before he could walk and talk. He's grown into a pretty good guy over the years, and I will miss his drive to win at all costs in PE, and I feel this will be mimicked in whatever he chooses to do in life. Carson Liggins, the carburetor. I remember talking to his mom at conferences one year and telling her that I heard this voice behind me. I couldn't tell who it was. Turns out it was Carson, but I didn't remember him talking to me for the first couple of years, so the voice was strange. We all know that's not true now. Every day before strength, I get the old, I think we need to work on our back swings today. It didn't work often, but I entertained that thought a few times with him. Good luck with the future of that ball endeavors.
Caleb Matillo, Kebab, a.k.a. Kevin Jr. Very quiet until he gets comfortable. And this year, he got real comfortable. He pretty much came up with all kinds of crazy things to distract me and keep them from doing math. He discovered that I like peanut M&Ms and Twix bars, and he started buying them for me all the time in hopes that he wouldn't have to do math. He asked me regularly if he could go outside through the window. Once he even suggested that we should take out the ceiling tiles and climb up there just to see what we could do. Caleb, you kept me laughing this year, and I am sure going to miss that. Tommy Newell. I think my favorite memory of Tommy is third grade elementary talent show. I don't think I can ever hear the song Iowa Tiger and not think of Tommy Newell busting a move. That was just the beginning of some great performances over the years. I'm proud of you for putting yourself out there and having some fun.
Hunter Beck, Scully. Scully has been a great asset in the class over the past few years. He was part of my favorite freshman class I had in PE, and he's a very underrated kickball player. I look forward to visiting his restaurant in the future, and I'm sure that his food will become legendary. Haley, Crocker. We've come a long way since I had to call your hair down Haley, because it was the only way I could tell you and your sister apart at the time, thanks to the master underwear. I always knew when Haley was in the gym because I could hear her from the other end of the school. That's when I was second. You were always a great competitor in class, and even caused a classmate to give himself a concussion trying to guard her. That was my goal. Carry this competitive with you in life, and you can accomplish anything. Lexi Crocker. My daughter absolutely takes on life like he takes on PE, basketball, and he will go far. Daniel Russell. Van X is a phenomenal Pokemon Go champion, but I will always see him as the guy that forever wanted to play dodgeball in gym class. I'm going to miss my daily, hey Weaver Dog X, and him throwing up an X with his arms.
Paige Schulte. Paige's favorite subject is math, and she especially loves factoring polynomials. I'm certain the last thing that she wanted to do her senior year was take a math class that she didn't even need. But since she deemed me her other mother, she listened to my reasoning, and I was able to convince her. I think despite her dislike for the class, she did take some things away from it, and might even thank me in a few months. You've grown in so many ways the past couple of years, but Diet Coke is still nasty.
Trevor C. Robinson. Trevor was always entertaining, especially when he was showing me his patented dribble around the top of the key to a fadeaway corner three-pointer. Trevor was a big part of the famous brain surgery for health class that Ethan was talking about. And I will always be showing this to every class I have moving forward.
Lucian Schwab. I don't think Lucian was particularly a fan of mine for quite some time because, well, I teach math, and a lot of people hate math. I think last year he discovered it wasn't my fault I was a math teacher, and I was in fact not that bad. We've had some good conversations this year, and I'm proud of you for getting to the finish line. Sophia Smith, maybe one of the quietest students ever. Sophia always did what was expected of her, even when I was hard. I would love when she turned her papers in because they definitely always had fun drawings or comments on them. Sophia has a great sense of humor and is an incredible artist.
JT has always given his best effort with me, so much so that every time I walk into the Spartan Center, I don't just see bleachers. I see Brody running face first into that section over there to catch a kickball, or smashing his knee right over here doing the same thing. I can appreciate Brody in that kind of effort.
Easton Temple, another lucky guy to have joined us this year. Easton is quiet and mostly keeps to himself, but I think he has really become comfortable with us this past couple of months and has enjoyed the fourth family fun that we have made him join us for.
Brody Tyler. From dad jokes to dress jeans, this guy is preparing himself for his future. There were years that I had Brody for over half his classes in a day, and I wasn't mad at that one bit. This guy can fix your car and probably build you a house, but his big secret is that he is quite a volleyball player. Ethan West, just an amazing guy with a good head on his shoulders. In my mind, he's the king of being hitster, as he knows some songs that most people have never heard of in their lives. I didn't get to have Ethan after his freshman year, but he still always had a polite thing to say every time he saw me in the hallway. I hope your positivity rubs off on everyone you come across in the future.
Ava Whitmer Stevens. Last year at Winterfest, I say to her, "Hey Ava, can you make me an Olaf from Frozen?" I'm not sure it was 15 minutes later, and I had an Olaf. Ava is a very talented artist, and in a couple of years, be on the lookout for her if you need a new tattoo. Carly Williams, a last voyage child. Are you okay, Matt? I think being the baby of 4 made her do all the things her siblings did, and then some. She was always doing something. This has shaped her into a well-rounded individual. Carly is reliable and always willing to help. When I asked her to make me a prom flyer and ticket example, she had that done in no time. Olivia Wolf, her favorite subject, also math. So much so that she took not 1 but 2 math classes this year. When I noticed that she was on both rosters, I told Miss Cyphers she must just really want to spend 2 hours a day with me. I mean, I guess I can't blame her. Mackenzie Wyatt. I think for a while she was just Taylor's little sister, and that's okay. It kind of happens. But the last 2 years, she's just been Kenzie, and it has been really cool to watch her do her own thing. She's smart, athletic, and a pretty great performer as well. I know you will do well in whatever path you choose. Finally, to the seniors. You will fail, and that's a good thing. Failure teaches you what you're made of. It builds grit, clarity, and confidence. Let it shape you, not stop you. You don't have to have it all figured out. Spoiler alert, no one does. learn. When you stay curious instead of defensive, you become unstoppable. There is no ceiling. When you face life with a growth mindset, you stop playing small. You realize your capacity is not fixed. You can grow, you can evolve, you can become. There is no ceiling on who you can be. You are allowed to outgrow people, plans, places. What once felt right might stop fitting, and that's not failure, that's growth. Redefine success as many times as you need to. Permission granted. Don't live in an echo chamber. Let your worldview be stretched. Listen to people who challenge you. Discomfort isn't danger. It's where growth begins. Say yes more than you say no. To adventure, to people, to unexpected doors opening. Not every risk pays off, but the best stories often come from the ones you took. Travel. Go. Wander. Get lost. Meet people who live differently. It's one of the fastest ways to understand yourself and the world around you. Strength train and move your body. Not to shrink it, not to punish it, but to protect it. Strength will carry you through every hard season. Invest early, even if it's small. Financial freedom is life freedom. It's not just about money. It's about owning your time, energy, and choices. Be kind, not because you want to be liked, but because compassion will always be one of your greatest strengths. Class of 2026. Live boldly, love deeply, fall forward. Trust yourself more than the noise around you. The world doesn't need your perfection, it just needs your presence. You are just getting started. Go out there and do your thing, and know you will always have a place back home. It will not be the same without you, but we love you, and we are so very proud.
Thank you, Mrs. Goebel and Mr. Weaver. Next, we will hear the Webberville High School Band under the direction of Mr. Gary Franks performing Thank you, Mr. Prince and the band members. At this time, I would like to introduce Mr. Gavin Howery, valedictorian of the class of 2026, for the valedictorian's address.
Hello everyone. A lot of you probably know me, but my name is Gavin Howery. I'd like to start by acknowledging those around us who got us to today. To our teachers, parents, coaches, friends, and families, thank you for your support and encouragement throughout the years. We couldn't have done it without your help, and I know none of us would be here today without you all. I'd also like to give a special thank you to my mom and dad for being there for me every day. My mom started my journey forever ago by teaching me how to read, and I really owe it all to them. 12 years ago, back when it was time for my parents to choose which elementary school to enroll Matthew and I in, they had a few options. They could have picked Webberville or Williamston or Stockbridge, but instead they chose Webberville Elementary School. Now, they didn't pick Webberville because of its huge campus or state-of-the-art facilities, and definitely not because of the huge budget we have. Instead, they chose Webberville because it's a small school with a tight community. And that's what comes to mind when I think about Webberville: community. As one of the biggest classes in the school, at a grand total of 40-some people, I'd say there's a certain closeness that comes from growing up together for so long. We all have shared memories and friendships from our time here, and it's these relationships we built that will carry us into the future. There's something truly special about growing up in a place where everyone knows everyone else. I'm sure most of us can remember Dan X showing up to homecoming dressed as Pikachu, or being hunted by Ethan and Richie during Secret Assassin, which, by the way, I still think that I got it first Richie. We've all been to the football games and dances, gone to boohoo's after late-night sporting events, and sat through early morning tests. And through all of it, we've watched each other grow up side by side. We've been there for each other through the highs and the lows, celebrating countless successes and helping each other through tough times. But now, as we move into the future, things are going to change. We won't be seeing each other every day, and it's important that we use our experiences here to build new relationships, support those around us, and create new communities wherever life takes us. Because no matter where we end up, the experiences we gained here will always be a part of who we are and where we came from. And now, I'd like to end with a quote from Jordan Carter. When you go out with a bang. Anything you do. So congratulations everyone, and don't forget to go out with a bang. Thank you. I guess I'll invite Carly back to welcome the person who's recognizing the seniors.
Now I would like to welcome Ms. Cyphers for recognition of seniors.
Seniors, when I call you guys' name for your awards or your scholarships, please stand and remain standing in audience. Hold your applause until I finish. Alexis Beverly, Lansing Community College Board of Trustees Scholarship. Michael O'Neill, Alma College Trustee Scholarship. Jolie Ryan, Alpena Community College Full Rights Sports Scholarship, Hedgewood Care Scholarship. Michaela Culver, Nardia Murphy Scholarship, the Leroy Township Firefighters Association Gregory Flynn Memorial Scholarship. Daxton Fedor, Alma College Trustee Scholarship, Oakland University Academic Scholarship. Val Grosser, MSU JMC Alumni Endowed Scholarship. Ella Howard, Webberville FFA Alumni Scholarship, Narnia Murphy Scholarship. Gavin Howard, Webberville FFA Alumni Scholarship, the Bernard J. Simon Scholarship, the Webberville Memorial Day Run Scholarship, Michigan Tech University Leading Scholar, Oakland University Talented Scholar Award, Northern Michigan University Merit Scholarship, the Philip Livingston Chapter of the DAR Good Citizen Scholarship, and the Dennis O'Dowd Iron Work Scholarship. Matthew Howard, Webberville FFA Alumni Scholarship, Adrian College Trustee Scholarship. Samantha Hawk, the Leroy Township Firefighters Association Pam Gardner Memorial Scholarship, Ferris State University Merit Scholarship, and the Ferris State University Forward Scholarship. Education Scholarship for the Gregory Township firefighters, Gregory Flynn Scholarship, and WJA Association Scholarship. Carson Likas, Kettering University Merit Scholarship, the Joshua Locke Memorial Scholarship. Hunter Pendle, Cleary University Academic Scholarship. Dylan Rose, the Bernard J. Simon Scholarship, Oakland University Achievement Scholarship, FSU President and Herbal Scholarship, and the Jerry Hilbert Memorial Scholarship. Peyton Schulte, WJA Scholarship, Central Michigan University Maroon and Gold Scholarship. Brody T, Casualty Because We Care Scholarship. Ethan West, the Bill Whittier Agricultural Legacy Scholarship, Oakland University Talented Scholar Award, Lisa Orchard Memorial Scholarship, MSU Spartan Achievement Scholarship, the Monarch Investment Mid-Michigan Management Group Scholarship, and the Capital Area Michigan Work Scholarship. Carly Williams, Webberville FFA Alumni Scholarship, Alex and Mary Versalino Scholarship, and Memorial Day Run Scholarship.
addressing the graduating class one final time, sharing lessons, challenges, and words of encouragement that have greatly impacted my own life, and that I hope will help guide you through this next chapter of your life as graduates. Graduation is one of those rare milestones in life where people pause long enough to truly reflect. Tonight is not just about receiving a diploma, it's about recognizing years of experience, lessons, relationships, challenges, victories, disappointments, growth, and memories that have shaped who you are becoming. For some of you, high school felt like it moved too quickly. For others, it may have felt like it would never end. Some of you arrived here tonight exactly as you had imagined years ago. Others took a path that looked quite differently than what you expected. But regardless of how your journey unfolded, every one of you is sitting here tonight and you have a story. And every story represented here includes moments where you had to overcome something difficult. As I thought about what message I wanted to leave with you this evening, I kept coming back to this one central idea. People are capable of far more than they realize. Most people underestimate themselves. They underestimate their resilience, their strength, their ability to adapt, and their ability to persevere when life becomes difficult. We often convince ourselves that we've reached our limit long before we truly have. The moment things become uncomfortable, uncertain, exhausting, or overwhelming, our minds start creating reasons why we should stop, quit, avoid, or retreat. But the reality is this. Human beings are capable of incredible things when they choose to keep going. And that word, choose, matters. It's easy to persevere when life is going well. It's easy to stay motivated when things are comfortable, when plans are working out, when successes come quickly, and when confidence is high. But real perseverance is revealed when things become difficult. Real perseverance shows itself when you're tired, you're uncertain, you're discouraged, disappointed, frustrated, or afraid. And at some point in your life, every one of you will experience those moments. Life is going to take you to places and put you in situations you never planned for, and you don't feel prepared for. There will be moments when you question yourself, moments where you fail, moments where plans fall apart, moments where you feel overwhelmed by pressure, responsibility, and uncertainty. There will be moments when you feel like you're not enough. And I want you to understand something tonight. Feeling unprepared does not mean that you're incapable. Some of the most important moments in your life will come before you really feel like you're ready for them. You may not feel ready for the career you're about to step into. You may not feel ready for college. You may not feel ready for that leadership position. You may not feel ready for parenthood someday. You may not feel ready to navigate loss, hardship, setback, or adversity. But growth rarely happens in comfort. Some of the strongest, wisest, most capable people you'll ever meet became that way because life forced them into situations that required them to grow. Strength is often developed during the moments we never would have voluntarily chosen for ourselves. One of the dangers in today's world is that people often mistake discomfort for inability. The moment something becomes difficult, many people immediately assume they can't do it. But difficulty is not proof that you're incapable. Often difficulty is simply proof that growth is happening and perseverance is being developed. Again, you are capable of more than you think you are. That is not just a motivational phrase, it's a reality. And nothing in my life has taught me that lesson more clearly than Army basic training. I joined the Army National Guard when I was 32 years old, so there were many times in my life when I thought I understood my physical and mental limitations. I thought I knew where my breaking point was. In the final week of basic training at Fort Knox, Kentucky, my platoon and 3 others, about 200 soldiers total, had to complete a 20-mile ruck march to a mock base that would serve as the culmination of 9 weeks of training. For those of you unfamiliar with rucking, as it's called in the military, it's a practice of hiking long distances carrying a large backpack filled with gear weighing about 50 pounds, while also wearing what's called full battle rattle, which is elbow pads, knee pads, helmet, body armor with plates weighing another 20 pounds, and carrying a personal rifle. Basic training in Fort Knox is infamous for 3 hills that every graduating soldier must face during this march. They are clustered together between the 15 to 18 mile mark and are affectionately referred to as the Three Sisters. Their names are Misery, Agony, and Heartbreak. Misery is the warm-up. At first, it doesn't look like it's all that intimidating, but it quickly begins wearing you down, physically and mentally. By the time we reached the top of Misery, soldiers were already giving up. Agony came next. The inclines became so steep that I had to lean forward just to counter the weight of my equipment that I was carrying. At points, I felt like I could reach out and touch the road in front of me. Soldiers were collapsing into the ditches alongside the road and being picked up by military vehicles. By that point in the march, after more than 15 miles under that weight, I realized my feet were bleeding through my boots. Every single step became a battle. I was exhausted, physically, mentally, and emotionally, and I wanted to quit. And honestly, what hit me the hardest in that moment was the thought that if I failed, I wouldn't graduate. After all those weeks of training, I would have to start over, being recycled back to the beginning. Then we reached the final hill, Heartbreak. It earned its name because after climbing Agony, you reach the top expecting relief, only to look ahead and realize that the biggest hill is still in front of you. A true heartbreak. I remember looking at the hill and honestly believing I was done. I couldn't do it. I didn't have anything left. But I looked around me. The soldiers around me were barely hanging on to. Every one of us was struggling. Every one of us was exhausted. But they kept moving forward. And I began thinking about the soldiers before me who had completed that same march. Men and women who had faced the exact same pain, exhaustion, fear, and doubt, and still find a way to continue. Something changed in my mind. I got a second wind mentally long before I got one physically. I made a decision that I was going to finish no matter what. And somehow, step by step, I did. Out of 200 soldiers, 155 completed that march, while 45 were recycled back to the beginning of basic training. That experience taught me something I've never forgotten. Your mind will surrender long before your body, your abilities, or your potential truly do. I went into that march convinced I knew what my breaking point was. I was wrong. And you may think you know your breaking point right now too. But what I challenge you to remember is this. You have far more in you than you realize. Life is going to test you. There will be moments where you feel exhausted, overwhelmed, discouraged, uncertain, or afraid. There will be moments when you're convinced you can't keep going, but you can. The difference between success and failure is often not talent, intelligence, athletic ability, or perfect preparation. Very often the difference is simply the decision to keep going when things get difficult. And that lesson applies far beyond military training. It applies to careers, relationships, leadership, parenting, education. It applies to overcoming failure, disappointment, adversity, and loss. The people who succeed in life are not usually the people who never struggle. They are the people who refuse to allow struggle to stop them. Class of 2026. Perseverance does not mean pretending everything is easy. It doesn't mean never struggling or never doubting yourself. Perseverance means continuing forward anyway. Sometimes perseverance looks bold and dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet. Sometimes it's perseverance by simply getting up the next morning and trying again. Sometimes it's asking for help. Sometimes it takes one more step when you feel like stopping. Don't underestimate the power of continuing to move forward. I also want you to understand something else tonight. You don't have to have this entirely figured out right now. There's a tremendous pressure placed on young people to know exactly what they want to do, where they're going, and how their entire life is supposed to unfold. The truth is that many adults, as was stated earlier by Mrs. Vogel and Mr. Weaver, the truth is that many adults still don't fully know the answer to those questions. And it's okay. Life is not always a straight line. Some of you will go off into college. Some of you will enter the workforce, pursue trades, serve in the military. Some of you may change that direction multiple times throughout your life, and that's okay. It doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're growing. What matters most is not whether your path looks exactly like someone else's, What matters is the type of person that you become along the way. Be people of integrity. Be people who work hard. Be people who treat others with kindness and respect. Be people who continue learning. Be people who persevere when things get difficult. And be people who choose character over comfort. And remember, success is not measured only by money, titles, recognition, or achievements. Some of the most successful people in the world are the people who quietly make life better for those around them every single day. As you leave Webberville Community Schools, carry forward the lessons you've learned here. Carry forward the friendships, the memories, the victories, and even the challenges. Every experience has helped shape who you're becoming. And no matter where life takes you next, understand this. You'll always have a home here. You'll always be part of the Spartan family. And there will always be people here who are proud of you and who are cheering you on. Class of 2026, your story is just beginning. There will be obstacles ahead. There will be challenges ahead. But there will also be great opportunities, growth, purpose, joy, and moments that make the difficult seasons worthwhile. Continue moving forward. Continue believing in yourself. Continue to persevere. Continue to become the type of people that this world needs more of. And whenever life places you in moments where you feel overwhelmed, uncertain, or tempted to give up, remember this. You are capable of far more than you think you are. Congratulations, class of 2026. We're proud of you, we believe in you, and we can't wait to see what you accomplish next. It is now time for the presentation of diplomas by the Board of Education President, Mrs. Danielle Rhodes, and Superintendent, Mr. Baker Smith.
Bella Jean Howard. Carly Helene Williams. Bella Jean Howard. Gavin Dillinger Howard. Richard Albert Fletcher III. Ethan Morel West. Daniel Endelman Russell. Kyle Jason Clubia. Brody John T.
Jolie Grace Bryan. Dylan Daniel Rhodes. Caleb Richard Matillo. Brody James Tyler. Connor Michael Kiernan. Colt Ryan Legend. Joshua Ernest Boschman. Mackenzie Liz Wyatt. Hunter Matthew Penland. Matthew Wyatt Howard. Yasmin Rain Beverly. Alexis Rowan Beverly. Olivia Christine Wolf. Valerie Canetti Grosser. Madison Kathleen Bowman. Peyton Jean Schulte. Trevor J. Slick Robinson. Carson Kenneth Likas. Michael Richard Bielby. Christian Allen Schwab. Ava Eleanor Webberville Stevens. Sophia Rose Smith. Braden Emery Kephart. Easton Brock Temple. Diana Rose Ashby. Robert David Rudolph.
One more big round of applause for the graduates. As we bring tonight's ceremony to a close, I'd like to take a moment to thank everyone who helped make this evening possible. Our Board of Education, our staff, faculty, families and friends, and community members. Your continued support, encouragement, and investment in these students have played an important role in helping them reach this important milestone. Class of 2026. Tonight marks not only the completion of your high school journey, but also the beginning of a new season of life, filled with opportunities, responsibilities, challenges, and growth. Wherever your path leads you next, carry forward the lessons, relationships, memories, and experiences that have helped shape your time here at Webberville School. One final thing, when you receive your diploma this evening, you'll also receive a personal message written specifically for each of you. We hope those words serve as a reminder of how proud we are of you, how much we believe in your future, and the lasting impact you've made on the school community. Congratulations, class of 2026. Seniors, please rise and turn to face the audience. Members of the Board of Education, Mr. Smith, faculty, family, friends, and honored guests. It's my privilege to announce that the students standing before you here have successfully completed the graduation requirements established by the state of Michigan and Webberville Community Schools Board of Education. By doing so, they have earned their diplomas as graduates of Webberville High School. Class of 2026, you may now move your tassels from the right side to the left, symbolizing your transition from students to graduates. Family and friends, it's my honor Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us this evening and celebrating this special milestone. Following the ceremony, please join us outside on the north end of the Spartan Center for the traditional senior hat toss and photographs. Diplomas will be available shortly afterward at the Spartan Center store. Thank you.